All right, all right. Hello, hello, and welcome to another live stream from Clear Waters. This is your channel, Clear Waters, clearing the waters. Tonight, we're gonna have a free training for God believers. So, if you're watching, please hang in there for a little bit. I'm gonna check my live stream, make sure it's up and running. Make sure audio is good. Yes, audio is good. Our chat is visible, and we're gonna make sure that the Discord. Perfect. Perfect. So, I really hope that you have a good sense of humor, because this training has different purposes. Hopefully you get the drift. But let's wait just 5 minutes. Give time, a little bit of time for people that would like to join. I think you're gonna like this training. I think you're gonna like it a lot. And for believers and non-believers of any God, let's have conversations just like adults or human beings. Oops. So I'm gonna wait just 5 minutes and then we go with the training. I know you're gonna like this training. Especially because it's brought to you by the Feel Good Company, where good feelings are guaranteed. Yes, courtesy of the Feel Good Company. All right, this is gonna be good. Supposedly, I heard a girl this morning in a YouTube video saying that man should not be dancing to music. Man, what's wrong with this girl? I like rolling with my music, especially on a live stream. So, yep, training for God believers. If by any chance if you believe in any God, please have an open mind and also a little bit of sense of humor, so we can have conversations about these subjects of believing in God, which I call it a problem for humanity. I want to see who out there watching the live stream is dancing also to this music. Man, I think next live stream I'm gonna put a whole body camera so you can see me dancing. I don't know for what. So 2.5 more minutes and then we're gonna get on with this live stream. Hopefully I don't get called too many names this live stream, but it's all good. It's all good. Go get your family member, your friend, and tell them, hey, join this live stream. There's some crazy dude with a big accent. He's gonna give a training for God believers. Again, brought to you by the Feel Good Company, where good feelings are guaranteed. That's my best voice for voiceover. So let's start getting ready. It's just a minute and a half. And I'm just going to wait 5 minutes because we're not gonna be here all night. We gotta work tomorrow, huh? Oh, water. All right, in less than a minute we start. If this is your first time here in this live stream, what I normally do, not all the time, is that I do a little presentation at the beginning, probably 1 minute, maybe 5 minutes, at the most 7 minutes, and then I jump to the chats or anybody that wants to call in. The only thing I ask is just let me finish the presentation and then we get to it. All right. Alrighty. So let's start with our little presentation. Thank you for being in this live stream. For me, it means a lot, especially if we can have conversations. There we go. Let's lower the music a little bit because I cannot concentrate with the music. There you go. So let me pull my notes and let's start with this small presentation about training for God believers. Oh, let me make sure I can see the chats. Oh, welcome, Wendy. Welcome back. Joe, oh, that username. GMS Stratton. All right, let's press on with this presentation. So, training for God believers. Let's start with number 1 from 10 items that are my recommendation if you're ever presented with a situation where someone is asking you something or you have an unbeliever in front of you or an atheist. I'm gonna tell you how to handle these situations, okay? So, number 1, if you start talking to a person that used to be a believer before, and this person is no longer believes in God, and they could have 20 years as a believer, as a Christian or whatever, what do you tell that person? You tell them, you were never a true Christian. There. Let them have it. That person was never a true Christian. How do you know? It does not matter. Just tell him that and that's it. Okay? So, that's number 1. Number 2. Let's jump to number 2. Number two. Oh, number two. Here we go. So, someone says something about God that hurts your feeling. What do? You try to instill fear in that person. You tell them you are going to hell. Or you can tell them, wait and see. Wait at the end of the road. Wait right there when you see God. Yep, someone hurts your feelings about God. You try to instill fear in that person, okay? You tell them they're going straight to hell. I will teach that person a lesson. Let them go home full of fear. Number three. This is a good one. This is a good one. I know you're gonna like it. So, if someone doesn't believe in the God that you believe, what do you tell them? You are a fool. Repeat after me. You are a fool. Or you can tell that person, only the fool says there is no God. Got it? All right, all right. Let's continue with this training for God believers. So let's jump to number 4. If someone tells you you're offering God to that person and that person tells you, no, thank you, I don't need your God or something like that, what do you tell them? I'll pray for you. Which really, we're not going to pray for that person, but it just sounds good. Right? I'll pray for you. We know that you're not going to pray for that person, but it sounds good, you know? It sounds loving. So let's jump to number 5. All right, let's jump to number 5. I see that error message that I always get. Always will be fine. So all right, I think we're good. Let's hang in there for one moment. I don't know why I always have the same problem. We're on number 5. There we go, we're back. Seems to be freezing. Let's wait for a moment. Sometimes that happens. Okay, I think we're good. Are we? Yes? Yes, we are. Bear with me for a moment. We're on number 5. I know it's freezing right now. We'll just wait for a minute here and we continue with number 5. I know you like this training. I know you like it. All right, I think we're back. So let's jump to number 5. If someone asks for evidence of the God, for the God that you believe, what do? We tell them that the universe did not come from nothing. Okay? If someone asks you for evidence, we tell them the universe couldn't come up by itself. So we tell them it had to be created like the God of the Bible. And like this. You see? Yep. It doesn't matter that you cannot connect the God of the Bible to the God. Live stream is, I think there's some spirit in the live stream. It's trying to break it. We are number 5 right now. Hopefully that glitch goes away by itself. We're waiting a few minutes just to see that glitch goes away. Waiting a few minutes to fix itself. For the next live stream, I'm fixing this because this is the third time that this happens. Just give it. Okay, I'll give it a minute more. If not, I'm gonna have to restart this live stream. This is the third time that this happens. I know there's some people asking me questions probably on the live stream, but once I'm done with this presentation, then I'll jump to the chat. And if anybody wants to give me a call to have a conversation, I think it's coming back. Okay, so we're back. Apparently working fine. Yes, we have green light now. So we're good. Let's jump back. All right, we're back. We're green now. We're good, we're good. All right, let me move this camera. The feed, and let's move it to this one here. Perfect. So I'm switching cameras for now. All right, we were on number 5. So someone wants evidence for the God of the Bible. You tell them the universe, it had to be created by the God of the Bible. So let's jump to number 6. All right, we're back up and running now. So number 6 of this live training for God believers, you know, part of this training, number 6, tells you that wherever you go, just give testimony. Okay, just give your testimony. Let's go with number 6 here. You do the, oh, I was broken, I was in really bad shape, and now I'm fixed. No credits for you doing it yourself. Give everything to the God of the Bible. All right, so let's jump to number 7 of this training. If someone puts you in the spot, okay, because they're asking you a question that you know is a tough question, it's gonna put you in a very bad spot, what do? You ignore the question and change the subject. Very simple, but effective. Probably the person is not gonna notice that you change the subject if you do it very subtle. Let's go with number 8 of these 10 points for training for God believers. Number 8, if the person that you're talking to continues to pressure you with questions, just go with, I don't know, God works in mysterious ways. And that person is going to leave you alone. Because by telling them you don't know and God works in mysterious ways, yep, that person is just going to go away. So let's continue with number 9 of these 10 points, and then we jump to the chats. Number 9, you just market wherever you go. You market the God that you believe is real. So you tell everybody, hey, God loves you. Jesus loves you. Jesus is king. Especially if you join live streams, just keep repeating that. Copy, paste, paste. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. I don't know for what, but just keep doing it, okay? We're going to continue market the God that you believe in because it's part of the training. And let's go with number 10. This is the most effective. Let's go with number 10. Here we go. You know, if you're in a spot where nothing that you have done works, you know, and some unbeliever or some atheist is just too much, what do? Man, just start insulting that person. Tell them you are a hypocrite. What else? You can tell them you don't know what you're talking about. What else? You're stupid. You're a moron. Moron. You know nothing. Did I say you don't know me? You don't know who I am? I don't know what you're talking about. So if you're in a spot, uncomfortable spot that you don't know what to say because probably they put you in a tight spot, just start insulting. Yeah. Call that person hypocrite, stupid, moron, fool. And that always works. I don't know what exactly works, but probably you get that person off your back. Yes. Start insulting. Let him have it. So that is my 10-point training for God believers. And remember, this training was brought to you by the Feel Good Company, where good feelings are guaranteed. Yeah, Ferry. So, just for visuals, part of the training, in order for you to be strong in this belief of a God, I'm going to show you this little graphic so you remember, okay? You feel the God. You believe the God is real. You go, I believe, I believe, I believe. I feel it, I feel it, I believe. And then you defend it. You're not going to let that good feeling go away just because of some pesky unbeliever or atheist. You want to keep that good feeling going. So feel, believe, and defend it. Feel, believe it, and defend it everywhere you go. Don't let anybody make you stop believing, because if you stop believing, then you will not feel anymore. All right? So, this is the end of the training. Remember, this was brought to you by the Feel Good Company, where good feelings are guaranteed. The Feel Good Company offers normally all kinds of feel good products and services. And in this case, we're offering God's. Alrighty, so let's jump into the chats. Or if anybody wants to call, I hope you have a little bit of a good sense of humor. So Jack McKnight, welcome to the live stream. Festmeister is asking, what's the Feel Good Company? The company that makes you feel good. Whatever you want. We offer products and services. And tonight we're offering God's, whichever God you want. Whichever God makes you feel good. Parody, I don't know what you're talking about. This is a training, a real training. Wendy writes, I love how atheists believe that the universe looks like it is right now. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Wendy writes, the universe is 13 billion years by atheist standards. Ayode Hiolowokere. What? Ayo, I'll call you Ayo, okay? What's your position? I don't know who you're asking that question to. My position is, if in case you're asking me, Ayo, is that the beliefs in God is problematic for humanity. There's gonna be some delay on my camera. I'm like lagging, but let's just hang in there for this live stream because I'm having some technical difficulties. Wendy, it looks good. Thank you, Wendy, for the feedback. Appreciate it. Rick Campanella, Jesus is God, the I am that I am. Rick, thank you. Rick, please big applause for Rick. He's following the training. Market the God. Where is it? Yeah, number 8. Rick is following number 8. Just market the God. God is King. Jesus is King. Jesus is God. I am that I am. Yes, Rick. Number 8, okay? Just market the God. Market the God. Market the God. Wendy writes, the universe started from a singularity that is eternal, and the singularity name is Yahweh, the God of the Bible. Wendy, you're taking notes. Number 8. And you're also doing number 5. We don't know how the universe came to be, so it had to be the God of the Bible. You see? You see? I'm glad that you are taking notes of this training. Wendy writes, tell everyone how many singularity is there. I have no idea if there's a singularity or no. I have no way of proving if there's a singularity. Wendy also writes, what do you call your singularity? My singularity, I call it that I don't know the singularity of the singularity. Did I have a singularity for breakfast this morning? I don't remember. Wendy writes, let everyone know what you call your singularity theory. I don't have a singularity theory. I don't even remember what I have for breakfast this morning. Wendy also writes, tell everyone how tree evolve and how they evolve from dart to a tree. Wendy, I don't know, but something tells me that you're gonna say it was done by the God of the Bible, following the training. I'm glad you're taking notes of the training. I knew this training was gonna be effective. Tell everyone, Wendy, why are you so insistent in telling everybody about how things evolve? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to get at? Alfredo Pizza Cafe, man, that sounds like a good restaurant. Dude is his own God. Which one are you doing? Let me see. You didn't do number 3. You're a fool. You didn't call me a fool, so that would not follow in number 3. Yeah, probably it's out of the number 10 because I have like 20, 25 items. And I'm like, man, I'm just going to do 10. Bear with me for a second here. See if this works. Bow, bow. I like the camera better. So Wendy writes, for an atheist, you learn quickly. You know, Wendy, it is my point of view that believing in God, any God, God of the Bible, Allah, or whichever God, has nothing to do with believing in God. We're talking about your feelings and trying to find out why you need an authoritative figure in your life in the form of an invisible God. What's going on in your life, Wendy? I would like to know. I'm interested in your thoughts, your points of view. Probably we will understand why you need a God in your life. Not sure why you're selecting a violent God, but I don't know. Maybe you are into some stuff that you like pain. I don't know. Atmos 1. You were not here for the training, but it's up on the screen right now. I explain one by one. Probably later you can jump into the training. You can see it at any time. Atmos 1 writes, like saying magic from God make things does any better. Like saying magic from God made things does any better. I believe by bringing up the silliness of believing in God, yeah, probably it will make people ask themselves why they need a God in their life and why they chose one particular God from the other gods, why they feel attracted to the God mentioned in the book named the Bible. Yeah, so Amos, definitely the videos are worth it. Believe it or not, I started with 2 or 3 subscribers, which I thank very much. Now I'm about to have 600 subscribers. Someone out there is listening and paying attention. Praying. Hi, Praying. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. So Praying first writes, are you interested in the salvation of lost and sick souls? No, Praying. When I was a believer, yes, I was interested. Now that I'm not a believer, I do not play the salvation game anymore. So I don't look at things from the perspective of a book that I allow myself to be persuaded to believe that the information in the book was real when I have nothing to prove that it was real. So answering your question, no, I'm not interested in saving anybody. I'm just trying to live an honest life, try not to harm anybody, and try to understand what I'm doing here on this earth, trying to understand what's going to happen in the future. How can I improve and make this world a better place? After 15, 20 years, I don't remember how many years of being a believer, I am very clear that no God is going to fix this mess. I gave God the opportunity, didn't make it. But what did you tell me? You were never a true Christian, right? Follow the training. Amos 1 writes, until there is an actual evidence for God, there's no reason to believe in one. Atmos, I agree and do not agree with you. Why? I believe that my point of view is that believing in God is a problem for humanity because it brings problems, okay? Especially conflict and division. But there's some people that need a God in their life because of the emotional benefits they get from believing in one of these gods. They think that the God loves them. Nobody else loves them. And this God loves them, and that makes them feel good. So it doesn't matter if the God is real or not. The most important part is the human and how that human being feels. Probably you and me know that the God is not real, but it doesn't matter, man. So I'm here telling everybody or telling myself as a reminder, hey, believing in God is a problem. But if you believe in a God, man, you go, okay? You go. Alfredo Pizza Cafe, man. Pizza, cafe for everybody here. Praying first is writing, fixing the person is no game. Fixing the person, praying first, when you are involved with one of these gods, especially the God of the Bible, you're broken, you're dirty, you're a sinner. That's problematic, man. You're not dirty, you're not a sinner, you're not broken. But if you buy this corrupt information from that book, you're gonna believe something that is not good for you. So maybe I'm right there. This crappy book is not good for humanity. But praying first, if you need a God in your life right now, go for it, man. Go. Who am I to tell you not to believe if that makes you happy? Remember, I work for the Feel Good Company, where your feelings are guaranteed. Someone on the Discord?
Yep.
Oh, hold on, man. Let me lower the music because then I cannot hear you. Hold on a second. Go ahead, man. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Mr. Waters. I just want to say that 2 weeks ago I bought your course and it's totally changed my life for the better. I'm able to fend off non-believers left and right, coming from the rear, from the side, head on. It doesn't matter. It is such a great program. But, and I bought it early. I don't know if you recall this, but you offered a free chimichanga dinner, and I have not yet received it. And that's the only gripe I have about this course.
Oh man, that's a good one. I'm glad that you enjoy the course, man. I hope everybody takes it like you're taking it, with a good humor.
I gotta say though, like the number 10, the insulting, because I've been on other just in the chats and from people from your perspective, and the insulting seems to come more from your guys' side than us believers' side though. I gotta admit. I've been called retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, I probably don't say the R word, but you name it, idiot, blah, blah, blah. But I was listening to a call the other day, and you keep referring to, like, you equate God as a happy feeling for makes you happy. But my question is, let me play devil's advocate here. Let's say that there is no God, and that just people believe that there's a God. What? And I'm sure you got an answer, but what is the harm in that? What is the harm in believing in the Christian God?
Man, that is a wonderful question. Thank you for bringing it up. One of the problems of believing in an invisible God is that there's no way to avoid a big, humongous problem. When you introduce an invisible God to a group of people, you're going to divide that group of people because there's always going to be people that believe and don't believe. You're witnessing that in the chat. So that's something that comes by default by any invisible God. And just starting from there, I say that believing in gods is problematic for humanity.
Why would you say it's problematic for humanity? That's I guess the question I'm really curious to know. And we can make an argument. Well, go ahead, answer.
Yeah, for the conflict and division that it creates. As long as the God is invisible, people are gonna believe, and people that is not going to believe, and they're gonna separate themselves. And the worst part of all is that the people that believe will continue subdividing and creating their own groups, dividing themselves from other groups, and creating their own versions of their own God. So whole society is divided. As long As you keep dividing and dividing the big group, the more you weaken the group and more easily to be controlled. I'm not saying that God is trying to control your body, but that's also a default that happens when you start breaking groups apart.
So what you're saying then, unless everybody believes in an invisible God, true or not, or doesn't believe in an invisible God, true or not, there's division.
Yes.
Well, I think it'd be a whole lot easier for you guys to join us, man. I think we outnumber you guys. Can I get a 1 in the chat for that?
You know, I respect, I was just saying to someone in the chat that I don't try to convince someone or anybody that stop believing in a God, because I think that there's some people that need some authority figure, and they find it in a God. The only thing that is part of my probably point of view or recommendation is that down the road, if you continue hanging from this authoritative figure that is invisible, it will no longer help you, and it's gonna turn backwards. It's gonna make bad for you.
You know, I would say I would disagree with that, because of like what Christians believe is what we believe, that we're all sinners. We all are, you know, are dirty before God, and it's only our through grace that we have salvation, because we can't do it on our own, which is a really simple complex concept. I think a lot of people, in my opinion, I'm not a very technical person, but I think a lot of people overcomplicate God. And you are correct. I will say this: you are correct about. I know Christians who will argue amongst each other that their Christian God is the true Christian God to believe in, and vice versa. Sometimes I think you guys are you're overcomplicating it, man. You trust in Christ, that He paid for your sins on the cross, and He rose again to prove it. You know, that's my 2 cents. But you are correct on the little subdivisions that can spring up.
Yes, 100%. And I respect your point of view and your belief. Not ever gonna try to convince you to stop believing, man. I don't have anything better to offer you apart from the God that you believe in. Because one thing that I have to admit, when I was a believer, it felt good. I felt the love. I felt the protection. I felt the peacefulness. And once I stopped believing, it's not a happy place anymore. I don't have a God in my life. I'm not very happy. Honesty is not necessarily going to guarantee happiness.
Yeah, I could totally. How do I put this? I sympathize with that feeling. I wish that were not the case. I mean, I would like to say, you know, try putting your faith back, and hopefully, you know, maybe, you know, someday you will, you know, but because I mean, I tell you, I don't want you to go through life. You express that you're sad, and you're not a very happy person since you didn't have God. So, but that's my hope for you. But yeah.
Thank you for your good wishes. Yeah, that was my own choice. I did it by choice, because I find out in my own experience and by analyzing other people to combine both. And I came to the understanding that feeling good, the good feeling, the protection, the peacefulness has nothing to do with God. Nothing. It's just some self-indulgence that I was feeling and pretending and acting like it was God. God has nothing to do with it. That's my conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, like the conversation you had the other night with the young man, you kept referring to the good feeling, and like it I don't think it's bad to have to be happy that you have faith in Christ, and that what you're doing, like that, um, not promotes you, but I guess promotes you to do good things. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And I'll play devil's advocate. True, God is true or not true. You know,
It doesn't really.
I believe it's true.
In my point of view, again, I respect what you believe. In my point of view, my friend, it does not matter if the God is real or not. That's one other thing that I learned. I was always after the feeling. I like what the God was offering me, the protection, the happiness, the peacefulness. And I was getting drunk on this whatever feeling goodness, to the point that feeling good, the protection, the peacefulness is my God, no longer God. That explains why some people convert from one religion to another. They start believing in one God and then change and follow another God because the God doesn't make it for them anymore emotionally. They're not reaping any emotional benefits, so they need another God, which I call
You know,
shopping around for a God. Go ahead.
that's an interesting concept. I never heard that before. That's pretty interesting. Um, but
You, you,
all right,
you,
man. Well, hey, before I go, can I practice on you real quick from the course?
sure, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Waters, you never were a Christian, and I fear that you're going to go to hell. Please don't be a fool. I'll pray for you. No, I'm joking. But all right, boss, man, I'll let you go.
Thank you very much for your call, man. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Have a great day. All right, you too.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Oh man, thank you for the caller. That was awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Recognizing the power of the training. That was fun. Thank you very much. Alrighty. So anybody that wants to call in and have a conversation, you have questions, you want to tell me something, you want to correct something about what I said, you're more than welcome to call. I don't I don't bite. I don't bite hard like Austin Powers. So let's go back to the chat. Let's see. If you want to ask me specifically a question or you want to tell me something and you want to make sure I read your message, make sure you copy paste my username and add it to your message. And I can see it in big orange letters. So let's jump to some of these messages. Let's go to Donnie Trump 2030. Going to number 2. You're going to hell. Classic Christian playbook. And I just did 10 because I had to left out some more items. I'm like just gonna make a short list. John Blue. But when you believe in Jesus, his own righteousness is imputed to you. That sounds like promoting. Number 8. I don't believe John Blue. Donnie Trump writes, stop saying nonsense quotes and have an independent thought. I have to agree. I think Donnie's being, straightforward, but I have to agree in the sense that John Blue, I'll be more interested in knowing your thoughts, your way of thinking, your opinions, instead of just repeating something that you read on a book or you heard at church or you heard your favorite God influencer saying. And it sounds silly. Every time you say these things, John Blue, some people start losing respect. It's my opinion, okay? So tell us what you think. Wendy Kirkland. I like that name, Wendy Kirkland. Sounds like a movie star. We know. David Martinez in the house. The fear of hell. Yes, you know, this is number two. You have to inflict, fear, fear, fear. God is gonna get you. Wendy Kirkland, you never believe. You're going with number one. You were never a true Christian. How do you know that? I have no idea. Maybe some special power that God gave you. Donnie Trump is very scared that he's going to hell. Donnie Trump writes, imagine trying to scare people into joining your cult. You know, Donnie Trump, I think nobody's going to fool you into this trick, old emotional control trick. Because in religion, people move by pleasure or by pain, also known as push or pull. The plus, the minus. We have to create some polarity there in your mind feeling relationship to the God, so we can control you. We can get the money from you. You know, in religion, there's two types of people. The one that get the money and the one that gives the money. Which one are you? Sounds to me that Donnie Trump is not either one. He's not participating in this religion stuff. Joshua, this is a live stream about the problematic of believing in gods and how can we make this a better world and to stop believing in gods, because it's my point of view that is problematic for humanity. There's many problems that believing in gods creates for humans. You can ask me questions, Joshua. I'll let you know why I'm thinking this. I can give you some feedback, or you can let me know what you think. Also, I'm interested in reading your messages, or if you want to call also. Donnie Trump, who does God allow innocent babies to suffer? Ooh, why? Joshua, Jesus is the only way to salvation. I think Joshua was here for the training. He's marketing the God, so that will be number 9. Joshua, you're doing number 9 of the live training. Good for you, man. It's a free training. Straddle Slayer, welcome to the live stream. If atheists are correct, no one loses anything when you die. If believers are true, you are in big trouble. But if believers are incorrect, what does that mean? Straddle layer, that you lie yourself and you were pretending your entire life. Straddle, you're like in the same boat. It's just that you're betting on red and non-believers are betting on black. That's it. We're both betting. John Blue, I believe what it says in the book. There's nothing else to say. Man, John Blue, following the training, man. Following the training. Good job. Believe the book. The book makes you feel good. Continue believing in the book. Defend and go back to feel good. And get in that wheel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, follow the triangle. Feel good about the information in the Bible. Believe it. You don't need any evidence because it's the feel good we're after. Defend your beliefs and continue believing and reaping the emotional benefits you get from believing in the information in the book. Because that's how this works. Sometimes I'm like, man, you know what? I think it would be better if a God was real. But then I go back and I look at the God of the Bible's past, and I'm like, man, if God is real, I hopefully I think that hopefully it's not the God of the Bible. Man, I don't want to experience violence. I'm not into sacrifices and nothing like that, man. So when the Kirkland or the building is on fire and Christian is telling you and you don't care until you feel the flames of the fire, is your building on fire? Wendy Kirkland, is it possible that your heart is on fire and you're looking for a God to put it away? Maybe there's some emotional problems and you need a God in your life. Is it possible? Storyteller musician writes, what if believing in God helps someone to be a better person? Storyteller, I think if someone can use a God in their life right now because they're going to a tough time, man, use the God. Use it. Feel better. Hang in there with your God. Go through the tough times and then let it go, because that God is going to come back for what it wants. Because these gods do not give free lunches. I'm just kidding in a way, but in another way, yeah, I think at the long run, if you continue believing, you're going to create dependency on this invisible God, and it's not going to be good. Good question, storyteller, musician. I like your question. That was very good. Wendy Kirkland, or you don't care. Yeah, Wendy, I gave you a message like probably your heart is on fire because of emotional trauma, something that happened in your life, and you need a God to put this fire away. So we can change this stuff around. Donnie Trump, story you need a God to be a good person? Can you just be a good person? Yeah, Donnie, for some reason, some people need an authoritative figure in their life. Why? Because they probably are broken emotionally, or they were persuaded into believing these crappy stories about gods and spirits and demons. Where did I left off? Joshua, so do you believe in no God? I believe in the no God that God is in the no godness. In a godly way. Joshua, that's what you're doing right there. I didn't put in the training, but that's one more for the training next time, which is playing games. Believing in no God. I believe there's no God. If there's a God or there's no God, I don't know. Most likely there's no God. Donnie Trump, Pascal wager doesn't work as you need to bet on all the gods somehow. Yep. God of the Bible, Allah, or whichever other God. Storyteller musician writes, if every effect has a cause, the universe and time are infinite, then at some point, belief in God must help someone to be a good person. What? What? I'm gonna sing this to you, storyteller, musician. What are you talking about? If every effect has a cause, then the God of the Bible is real. Storyteller, musician? I don't know, but that sounds a little bit silly. To me, maybe I'm understanding incorrectly. There's a lot of good people in the world, storyteller, musician, that don't have a God in their life. John Blue, feel it, believe it, defend it. That's what you do, but truth comes from God and you don't have to receive it. Ah, man. John Blue received the training. Number 9. Market the God. Struggle Slayer. No, brother. If atheists are correct, there is no afterlife. We just disappear. If believers are right, you end up somewhere bad if your actions were against what good and love. Struggle Slayer. I think I have a better or a different approach. How about you don't believe what you believe and I don't believe what I believe, and we investigate. Let's start asking questions and let's investigate a little bit more about what could happen after we die. That way we don't just put a label on it. You know, it's God. It's God. Because you don't know that. I don't know that. So we're talking about stuff that we don't know. The only difference is that you saying that you know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going to happen. How about we find out? Let's talk about this energy that is running through you and me right now. You can feel it in your chest and in your stomach. That feel energy that is keeping you alive. Where is it coming from? Many questions, my friend, many questions. Donnie Trump writes, if I don't believe in God, I'm a good person, then surely if he did exist and I was wrong, since I was sincere in my goodness, he would admit me to heaven. No, Donnie, you will go straight to hell. Because hell is full of good people and heaven is full of sick, bad people, because goodness doesn't take you to heaven. Good point, Donnie Trump. Storyteller musician writes, can we prove that belief in God has done more damage than good? Oh man, storyteller musician, just pick up your head, type whatever you want in internet, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna find some country that has some problems with religion, or religion is involved in government, or religion is hurting people. It's very problematic. Again, storyteller musician, why do you need a God in your life? What's going on in your life? Believing in God has nothing to do with believing in God. We are talking about your feelings. We're talking about you and your feelings. You believe through the power of your feelings. You don't feel the God doesn't feel real. You believe it feels real? It feels real. But it must feel good. Okay, Alfredo Pizza Cafe, man. Alfredo Pizza Cafe, where's my cafe? Tell us about those preferences, bud. Alfredo, I don't know who you're talking to. It would be nice if you're asking me a question, you put my username if possible. That way I know you're asking me a question. I don't know what preference are you talking about, preferences. John Blue writes, your goodness is not good enough. If you commit one sin, you are guilty of all. But if you trust in Jesus and what he did for all of us, you will receive his righteousness freely. John Blue continues to do the training. Man, one person in this live stream followed the training to the T, and that is John Blue. He keeps promoting the God. And I know that it feels very good to you, John Blue, to do this. Continue marketing the God. I don't know what for, but you keep doing it for your own goodness. Donnie Trump writes, why does God require me to trust in Jesus? That seems petty. Because Donnie, God loves you so much that he wants to make you jump some hoops. Because this is a loving God. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to make it easier for these human beings. I'm going to make him jump through hoops. Wendy Kirkland, how many gods do you know that died for his creation? I think, Wendy, the real question is, how many gods sent their son to be brutally murdered in a senseless human sacrifice in order to pacify the God so it doesn't continue killing human beings for no good reason? That was the only reason his son, which is himself wearing a costume, was sent down here to earth to pretend that he was going to die, because you cannot kill a God. So when this story about the crucifixion of Jesus is sick, it's hard for me to believe that you believe this silly story. You cannot kill a God. Come on. And besides that, Wendy, Chulum doesn't need to send his son or anybody or any family members to be brutalized and murdered. That's only the God of the Bible, because he likes the smell of blood. John Blue, you don't have to trust in Jesus. You can believe whatever and be judged under the law instead of under grace. John Blue, this is what you believe. I don't believe what you believe, and many people don't believe what you believe, because most likely you believe because of the emotional reasons, the attachment you have to the God. That's the only reason. You have no proof for any of the stuff. You're just making it up in your head, and you're maintaining it in your head alive. As long as the God is real or feels real to you, the God will continue to be alive. Donnie Trump, so John, God will forgive me even if I don't trust in Jesus, so I may as well not be a Christian? No, Donnie. It's gonna cook you in a human barbecue. Wendy Kirkland, what the name of your God? Wendy, I don't have a God in my life. The only thing I have is myself, my family, my friends, the people that I share this country with, and the people that I share this world with. I don't have gods. I know that's difficult for you to understand, but for some reason you need a God in your life. It would be nice if you share what is the true reason behind your motive to believe that an invisible God that you have never seen, smell, touch is real. How big of emotional rewards are you getting? Like 70%, 80% of emotional rewards from believing? Does it feel good? Does it feel good to be loved? Does it feel good to be protected? Does it feel good to you knowing you will be safe when we go to the other side and God is going to be waiting for you with hugs and kisses? Or I don't know, probably you don't make it to heaven. I don't know. Okay, John Blue, you keep talking about stuff that you're probably making it up, and it gets old very quickly, and this is not really you talking. Someone else is talking through you. Probably you're possessed by a demon, the demon of making up stuff, and you have to get rid of it. I'll pray for you, man, in my own way to get you rid of that demon of making up stuff, and you go back to being honest and transparent human being, and have some decency for yourself and other people. Storyteller Musician writes, you don't have to believe in the modern Christian dogma to get to heaven, at least according to the Bible. No, Storyteller Musician, you have to accept Jesus into your heart, and you have to repent from your sins. You see, I'm telling you singing because probably you're a musician. So you can be a good person that follow God's morals all your life and you still go to hell. God is not interested in good people. Good, loving people doesn't make it to heaven. Hell is full of good, loving people. Wow. That is sick. Storyteller Musician, that isn't what I said. You are understanding incorrectly. Storyteller Musician, if you're talking to me, I apologize. But like I said, it would be nice if you put my username at the beginning of your message. That way I know you're asking me a question and I can follow up. I apologize if I misunderstood your message. John Blue, Jesus said, come on, that's getting too old, John Blue. You're following the training to the T, man, but it's getting old. When you overdo it, when you overdo the training, John Blue, people are going to notice. You're overdoing it. Storyteller Musician writes, I understand that many good people do not need God. I'm saying that must be someone who is a better person because of their belief in God. A person can be a better person with or without a God. I think we can agree on that, Storyteller Musician. Wendy Kirkland writes, God did not die for atheists. He died for believers. Why would God want people in his kingdom that don't believe in him? Don't you love Jesus, the God of Abraham? Wendy Kirkland, that sounds cute, you know. Does that come from a movie or a soap opera? We're talking about real life here. John Blue, you don't have to believe in him. You don't have to receive anything from him. Who are you referring to, John Blue? From the character named God in the book, or the character named Jesus in the book that probably walked the face of the earth in some time many thousand years ago? Not interested, John Blue. I'm interested in the people that I have around me, people that are alive. I want to give hugs and kisses to my family. Not interested in Jesus, some guy that probably died many years ago and that has nothing to do with me. Probably I'll read something from him and it's beautiful and it's helpful in my life. I'll take it. Anything else, I get rid of it. Besides that, Jesus participated in an act of violence that I do not appreciate. I think it was sick. I don't respect Jesus too much for that. That was unnecessary. Storyteller Musician, God saves all regardless of belief. storyteller, musician, please tell God not to save me. I want to go to hell, okay, and be with my fellow human beings that were sent there unjustly, okay. And besides that, in heaven, I understand there's no Starbucks. In hell, there's Starbucks. Probably they put a lot of sugar because it's hell, let's make it bad. More bad than what it is. Not interested in salvation, storyteller, musician. Remember, I don't play the salvation game anymore. Not interested in Jesus saving me. Don't like it? Stay away from me, please. I'm talking about Jesus. You can stay close, okay? Wendy Kirkland writes, Jesus, the God of believers. No, Jesus, the God of the people that need a God in their life because of emotional reasons. Yeah, that sounds better and more accurate. Struggle Slayer. No, Donnie is right. Jesus will judge you by your actions. Donnie, I apologize. I'm not going to continue reading because you're making that up. Or you read it on a book. Or you heard it somewhere else, like in church. Or you read it from another person that is talking about a God. You don't know any of this stuff. So I can tell that you're making it up. Or took it from somewhere else. What do you think? Why is someone else talking through you like you're possessed by someone else? You're like, you don't move your mouth and you're like, oh yeah, I believe that Jesus is saving me. Jesus is gonna save me. I'll read your message. Struggle Slayer writes, no, Donnie's right. Jesus will judge you by your actions. I will judge Jesus' actions. I do not like violence. And what you did supposedly to save us was a big lie, Jesus. I don't like lying. You are a God, you cannot be killed. So you were pretending. No wonder you resuscitated 3 days after. You were never killed. You're a God. You cannot kill a God. Storyteller musician writes, I can see atrocities committed by religion. Oh, yes. Storyteller musician, yes. I can also see how it grows the population, and I can see how religion keeps communities together. Yes and no. Yes and no. A storyteller, when I was a believer, one of the things that I truly enjoy was the community. Okay? But in a major scale, any God, any religion will create conflict and division. We can see that everywhere. Everywhere. As long as the God is invisible, there's always going to be people that believe and people that don't believe. And the ones that don't believe will continue to subdivide, creating their own versions of their own God. And as long as we keep dividing ourselves into smaller and smaller groups, the more weak we are as humanity. John Blue, I'm not here to argue or defend. What? You're here for marketing your God, John Blue. That's all you have been doing so far. I'm here to plant seeds for anyone who is watching. No, John Blue, don't be silly. You're doing this for yourself because it makes you feel good. You know, you're going to be able to fool some people, John Blue. You're not going to be able to fool everybody. Whatever you're doing and writing all this marketing of a God, you're doing it for yourself, not for anybody else. We can have a conversation about it, and I will guide you, take you, by the hand and show you why you're doing this for yourself. Oh, Diva is here. The guy, D1VA, sending a message to Donnie Trump. Storyteller musician writes, could religion be the reason humans exist to this day? The reason we survive an evolutionary bottleneck is a possibility, storyteller. And it's a possibility that is not the case. I think that if we look back into history, probably the opposite is the case. It has been very harmful. Wow. Storyteller, musician, you have good questions, you know. I don't think you're like in depth to your neck in this belief from this God of the Bible. Something tells me that you're asking questions because you don't sound like, for example, like John Blue. You're asking questions, and some of your questions are, I will say, quite interesting. Straddle Slayer writes, he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. Jesus is God. Thank you, Straddle Slayer, for doing the number 9, marketing the God. You got no proof, but it doesn't matter. As long as you market, I don't know who's going to believe you other than someone that already believes, and they're finding validation in their belief of their God through your comments that Jesus is God. Look, someone else believes in the God that I believe. Oh man, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Wendy Kirkland, I'm glad Jesus died because we all deserve hell. That includes me, and I'm glad he is a just God. Wendy Kirkland, maybe you deserve hell. I don't deserve hell. My family don't deserve hell. You don't deserve hell. Everybody in this live stream do not deserve hell. That's why I stay away from this God of the Bible, because this information is toxic. It will make you think in horrible ways. I'm pretty sure, Wendy, you are a good human being. But the moment you were introduced to this invisible God and all this crappy information about sacrifices and demons and spirits, now you're acting and talking in weird ways. And besides that, Wendy, please don't lie to yourself and don't try to fool other people. This God is not just, it's ugly, violent. I would think, Wendy, that probably you say all these positive things about God after you go through the judgment and you know you're saved. Because probably you're kissing God's booty and you're going straight to hell. Because you miss some technicality in the way you accepted Jesus into your heart, and God's like, you know what? Nope, she didn't make it. She made a 69%, and I need 100%, a pure heart. And Wendy doesn't have it. She has a 99% heart. Storyteller musician, hell is a place of purification, not torture. The story of Jesus is an allegory. Storyteller musician, how many times have you been to hell that you know this information that nobody else knows? How do you know this? Donnie Trump, you think everyone deserves hell, Wendy, including children? Yep, good question. Diva writes, Javier, can you tell me which day you will finally talk about Allah and Vishnu, or Chulum alone? Which show can I join where you won't talk about the God of the Bible and Jesus Christ? When? Thanks. You know, Diva, I'm gonna tell you a little secret, okay? But don't tell anyone. This is just between you and me. I think Christians, most Christians, 99.9, are people of good heart and mean good. They just been fooled by these crappy stories about gods, spirits, demons, sacrifices, hells, heaven, because being good people, they're trying to live good lives and don't hurt anyone. And that's what I'm making an appeal to you, God believers of the Bible, to engage in a conversation questioning your beliefs and the reasons you believe in these gods. And probably I'm not going to be the only one trying to get this message across to other religions that are a little bit farther away. Just to let you know, one of my first live streams I was talking about Allah, and I got my first call from an Allah believer, and the first thing that he started doing was insulting me. But I don't take it personally, and at the end of the call the person apologized for telling those things. But yeah, as in right now, I just go by what flows. This is not a personal attack on you or Christianity by itself. I can do videos about anything. It just happens that right now I'm being inspired by the Holy Spirit to do videos about God of the Bible. Riz, say hi. Hi, 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 hello. Storyteller musician writes, that's the modern Christian dogma. Yeah, storyteller, there's going to be more and more people that are going to drop the dogmas, the book. They're going to start dropping the archaeological findings. They're going to start dropping the 500 witnesses, the 21 accounts, because people are tired of this crappy data that we get instead of the God. We want the God. We want the God. Come on, believers and non-believers. We want the God. We want the God. Don't give me books. Don't give me, what's it called? Historical, archaeological findings. I don't want any of that. Keep it to yourself. I don't want the 500 witnesses. I don't even know their names. The Bible says something different. Storyteller, musician, what do you say? I read the Bible a lot, man. And there's a lot of bad stuff in there. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of blood. I'm more interested in what you have to say. Know what the God has to say through you. Because in reality, you are believing what someone else is telling you. Someone is going to your ear like, storyteller, musician, there's a God. There's a God up there that we saw. You have to believe it. He does miracles. And you're like, oh man, yeah, I can hear it from the book. That's God's inspired word. I don't have any evidence, but I believe it. I believe it. Storyteller, musician writes, if you apply the modern Christian dogma to my statements, you will misrepresent them. Storyteller, musician, when it comes to God, you can misrepresent anything. As long as it doesn't align with your feelings, yeah, probably the information is being misinterpreted. That's why I try to avoid getting into debates, because all the technicalities and the dogmas and the technicalities of it, I don't like it. I prefer to have a debate, I don't know, with my wall or something. Wendy Kirkland writes, like the universe just pop up from nothing. No, Wendy Kirkland, it is impossible for the universe to come from nothing. The universe came from the one and only, the only real God, creator of the universe. Hey, who's that? Who's that frozen? Is that me? What happened, man? Yeah, that looks like me, my frozen face. Yeah, Chulum. Chulum doesn't really have a book. It's just for illustration purposes. But definitely, Chulum is the only creator of the universe. So you're right, Wendy. The universe couldn't come by itself. It was created by Chulum, the only real and non-violent God. Wendy Kirkland, what a joke. What a joke. What? The God? Jesus? Me? You? Wendy Kirkland writes, Jesus said, all have fallen short of the glory of God. We all have fallen short. I do not care what a character in a book has to say, and I do not confuse the stories in a book with reality. This is real life, not stories from a book. You're talking about Jesus like he's real when you have never seen him. You have never touched him. Someone told you this information and you suddenly, I believe in Jesus. Wait a second. Is this Jesus real? I don't know. But I don't care. I believe. Diva. Storyteller musician writes, I'm waiting for you to catch up. I'm going slow. I would jump if I would see my name on the messages, but I'm just reading one by one because I want to read all your messages. But if I see my name on one of these messages, I'll jump to it. Diva, never Allah, never Vishnu, never Buddha, never Odin. Diva, why you want me to move the focus away from the violent God to another probably violent God? Why? What for? What's your motivation, Diva? Is it uncomfortable that you hear all this stuff that is uncomfortable from the God that you believe? People call him violent. People calling it, ridiculous stories. It's uncomfortable. Storyteller musician writes, all beliefs divide, including religion, flat earth, race, evolution. I's not in evolution, but it is divisive. If that's what makes something evil or wrong, then all things are. No, storyteller musician, no. If you decide to get involved in one of these labels and you want to defend it when you don't have any reasons for it, yeah, the question is, why are you getting involved in these discussions? What for? Why are you trying to achieve? When someone tells me, Javier, you believe in evolution? No, I don't. So you must believe in the God? No, I don't. Why you want to get me involved in these discussions? I'm not interested. I'm just giving a training for God believers. Storyteller, there's people that is not interested in getting in this type of discussions. There's people that are trying to live their life peacefully and trying to figure it out. What are we doing here? And try not to hurt anyone. That's it. Storyteller musician writes, you believe religion has been mostly harmful. I believe has not been. Storyteller musician, probably is inconvenient for you in an emotional position to think otherwise. But if you really analyze it and try to do your best to be balanced in the middle and not go one way or the other, you will come to understand that when you introduce a God, especially if the God is invisible to a group of people, yeah, you're gonna create conflict and division, especially for the believers. They want to convert all unbelievers, force them to believe. Because if the believer is the only one to believe and the other ones don't believe, then the believer is going to go like, wait a second, why everybody's not believing? Am I crazy? Because I don't see the God. I think I should drop this God. So yeah, storyteller musician is problematic. And I can continue talking about all the problems that the gods introduce to a human being and society. Straddle Slayer, can you prove philosophy, mister? Straddle Slayer, thank you for your question. What do you mean prove philosophy? I think if you're more specific, I'll be happy to answer your question. The follower of Paul, welcome to the live stream. And welcome to this good conversation about humanity. Okay, I'm gonna ask this for the chat. What epistatic justification are you holding to with morality? The follower of Paul, we don't want epistatic justification for the holding of morality. We want the God. Do you have the God? Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. You have no God? We're not interested in your epistemology. We want the God. We want the God. And we have nothing. We just have a book. That's all we got. But the follower of Paul, thank you for your question. And one more thing, follower of Paul, I do not care about God's morality because God's morality will not get me to heaven or anybody. But I don't participate of this salvation game, so I'm just saying. Straddle Slayer. Come on. Are you talking about me? That I'm myself my justification for holding morality? That's not nice. My morality, in case you want to know, Straddle Slayer, it's based on not doing to anybody what I don't want done to myself. I think if a monkey can understand that, I think I can understand it too. Storyteller musician writes, when I say hell is not a place of torture, you ask, how do I know? When someone says it is a place of torture, you say that must be evil. Storyteller, I don't know what hell is. I've never been to hell. I don't know if it's somewhere on this earth. I don't know. I just don't play that game. I can understand that I can create my own house here on earth. So I try to learn, I try to experience, I try to take notes in order to not create my own house. But I have come also to understand that by being ignorant about situations in my life, I can create easily my own house. So that's as far as I go with hells. Not interested in God's hell. Don't participate in that game. Storyteller musician, I don't have to know something to believe it. Storyteller, if you choose to believe it because you don't have any experiential data, you've never been to hell, then what motivates you to believe? Because there must be some emotional motivation in order to believe in this story about a hell place that you have never been, but you only have that information that you're getting from someone else that probably never been to hell either. Storyteller musician writes, I believe in evolution because I have read books that make sense. I believe in love because I have felt it. Storyteller musician, you have learned to put label to things because we make sense of our reality when we have structure. We assign names to things, and we know how to interact with these things when they are familiar. But when we don't know how something works, or don't understand it, we are desperately trying to put names to it. And I think we make mistakes, big ones, like the God. Love, that we call love, I have my doubts. I think we are experiencing an energy that make us stay alive, make us alive, that we do not understand it. And I put the name of it so I can understand it. I call it feel. The most important thing that is keeping you alive right now is the energy that is going through your being, that I call it feel. You must feel something in this life in order to continue living. Wendy Kirkland, even Abraham did not hit the mark, and Abraham trusted God. Man, Wendy, good for Abraham. Congratulations. He found a source of feel good. The God felt good. He was God's favorite one. What does that have to do with me? I don't believe anything Abraham says or said. Storyteller musician is a message for me. I'm trying to learn by talking to people with different perspectives. You see, I knew you asked really good questions and you have interesting points of view. You also write, if you truly analyze human story, religion has been a very good tool for unifying communities. The evidence is in the proliferation of religion. Doubtless, there are problems. Do I hear someone on the Discord? You have your mic muted. Hello? Hello. Caller? Hello? I know it's a caller, but I cannot hear him. It says that your mic is muted. All right. We'll continue with the chat. Storyteller, musician, I could agree with you that in some point in time, probably religion was doing good for humanity until no longer was doing good. I think religions are causing many problems that we have right now in this world. Borchels. Hello. Actually, vast majority of Christians were never a true Christians. If they were truly follow word of Jesus, they will not care to convert or save anyone. Interesting. I wonder why you say that. That's an interesting point. Storyteller musician writes, but do the benefits not outweigh the problems? I don't think so, storyteller. Thousands of years back, we didn't know a lot of things about life. We didn't know what lightning was coming from. We didn't know anything about epigenetics. We didn't know anything about other things. So today that we have more access to information, now the religions, the books, are keeping you stuck in 2,000 years ago. We had to let go of the books. At least that was my experience. I came to understand that the book was keeping me stuck in life, because the book tells you to look for answers in the book. Don't be asking questions and looking around. Don't try to look for God anywhere else. Don't try to see what's behind the stars. No, don't be asking what was God doing before creating humanity. Don't be asking those questions. Get your head in the book and read the book. So, storyteller musician today, yeah, there's more problems than benefits in religion. Wendy Kirkland, so true. Jesus is real. All legitimate scholars know Jesus is a real historic person. Wendy, I congratulate these scholars. Probably if you name me a few, probably they're making money selling the idea that there's a loving God out there, because most of them have turned into preachers. So you're basing that Jesus is real because some scholars say so. I don't know why. Why you're inspired to believe what some scholars are saying. They could be just lying. But Wendy, if that makes you happy, who am I to tell you not to believe what the scholars are saying? I don't want scholars. I want the God. I want the God. I want the God. All right, there. Okay. Storyteller musician. Again, I ask, if a person believes in a God is the cause, the results in the effect of them being a better person, isn't it acceptable to allow them to believe? Storyteller musician, there's nothing good in creating dependence on a source of feel good outside of yourself, and especially if the source that you're getting your feel good is invisible. Someone is going to fool you sooner or later. As long as they grab this information and take it to their office or their church, they can manipulate it in a way to redirect your energy in order to get you to do something that they want you to do. Like, for example, give them money. That's the problem with the God. The God works as a center of polarity where your movements from negative to positive of your field energy can be redirected in a way that will benefit someone else. In the case of favors, all types of favors, and also economical favors. We can talk about this a little bit more. David Martinez writes, the golden rule, no God needed. Yep, now I learned what the golden rule is. I have to agree. I think some animals have figured out this golden rule. We're humans, we're smart, we cannot figure it out. Poor swell things, welcome to the live stream. Jesus was never actually a king in Jerusalem. Yeah, but believers don't care. It works very well for marketing the God and marketing their beliefs. So Persuel Things also writes, and saying he became a spiritual king doesn't work according to the actual prophecies. Yeah, I don't think believers are really interested in prophecies or archaeological findings. The God feels good, leave me alone. I love my God, he protects me, and he does special favors for me. Joshua. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. El child living God. Okay, I am that I am. I am that I am, yam. Storyteller musician writes, it's the main problem with religion that it isn't true, or that some groups rely on it to justify their evil actions. I think, storyteller, that if you're able to get in someone's mind some kind of a structure that they can apply to their surroundings, you can create the field game around this person. That way you can get them to play your game. That's the problem with religion and doctrines. Group thinking. Joshua came here with the training. He's doing number 9, marketing the God. Pedro, welcome to the live stream. Amen, brother. Everyone is in their moment and seasons. Sure. Pursue all things. Is this a atheist channel or Christian? Your title is giving mixed opinions. I'm gonna leave you hanging in there trying to find out, but I'm gonna give you a little hint. I'm not an atheist. And also, I'm not a believer. I hope that clarifies everything for you. Here we are to think and make this world a better place to live. And also to make money. The moolah. All right, Wendy Kirkland writes directly to me, Jesus was crowned King of the Jews, and he wore it proudly. A crown of thorns all the way to the cross, and died as a King of Jews, and rose again to the 3rd day as a king. Wow, Wendy, you can repeat things that you hear or read somewhere else. That's a talent. You can repeat things. I don't know what for. Maybe it makes you feel good. Maybe it validates your beliefs. Maybe you don't feel so bad thinking that you're the only one thinking those beliefs. And you want to other people, hey, look at my God. He's good. Please also believe. Otherwise, I'm going to stop believing. And then I'm not going to feel good anymore. And then if I don't believe in the God of the Bible, I'm going to have to confront my own feelings. And I don't want to do that. I want to do it with a God. I'm gonna do ASMR. Pedro, religion needs to be respected. Everyone believes in their way of seeing God. Yeah, Pedro, but what happens when religion gets violent, and or people start believing in group thinking and they're not really critically thinking? I don't agree with you, Pedro. I think group thinking most of the time is very harmful. Borchels, well, Jesus said not to pray only for the sake of the sin. And 99% of Christians are praying publicly just to be seen. That's a good point, Borchels. Why? Because it helps the person to validate their feelings. They're trying to get more people to believe in the crazy story that they believe, that in that way they don't feel as crazy because more people believe. If there's more people that believe in the horrible story that I have to believe, I don't feel so bad. So that's why I have to keep marketing the God and pretend that I'm trying to help other people, but I'm trying to help myself. Pursue all things. The crown of thorn was used to mock him. Pedro writes, that's how Jesus got crossed by humanity. He was saving humanity, but it backfired. I feel the double crossing, and yes, you are, yes, he lives through his son. Amen. So Pedro, you mean to tell me that humans were outsmart God? Okay, man. Are you sure you're going to be saved? I think after this one, probably God is taking notes. You're like, what? What are you saying? That the humans were smarter than me and they outsmarted me? Are you sure you want to say that? Remember the judgment day? Remember hell? Pursue all things. So you're agnostic. Got it. Pursue all things. I'm a human being doing the all YouTuber thingy just for my own entertainment and to make money. But there's no money in this. So I do it for fun and also to put my little grain of sand into making this world a better place by encouraging more people to be honest with themselves, be more transparent, and have some decency. The beliefs in God don't want you to be honest. Pedro, that's right. I need money. Pedro, we need money. You know, my channel, I can talk about anything I want. And I know sooner or later I change topics and we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about trading. We're going to talk about crypto. We're going to get the moolah. Storyteller, musician. Okay, storyteller, musician writes, your answer to my last question was group thinking. So does that mean that tribalism, not unfalsifiability or the inability to be proven false, is the problem with religion? You know, storyteller, musician, you know what I have found through the years of watching, I don't know, probably thousands of debates. One of the things that I don't call my live stream debates because they're most of the time a waste of time. Have you ever seen someone debating and then changing their mind halfway the debate? No. If we're talking about a God that you believe, we should not be debating about it. It should be clear. We're talking about a God. If we're debating about it, maybe it's not real. Otherwise, we wouldn't be debating about it. So, let me try to answer your question because I don't want anybody telling me that I didn't answer your question and I avoided the question. I don't do that. Your answer to my last question was group thinking. So does that mean that tribalism, not unfalsifiable, or the inability to be proven false is the problem with religion? The problem with religion is that normally it comes with a doctrine. It provides you with a set of tools, rules that you have to follow in order to comply with the God. That's problematic. That's one of the things I learned when I was at church. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get on my knees. Why do I have to get on my knees? No, I'm not gonna do that anymore. And people start asking questions like, hey, why is not he's not participating at church? I'm like, man, I don't have to. Not interested. But storyteller, musician, inability to be proven false, like the Chulum, the god of the universe, the creator of the universe, cannot be proved false. You know, I sometimes tell people we can get in these games, you know, of not being able to prove something false. I don't know if I'm answering your question. I'm trying. I don't like to get too deep into these technicalities, because then we get lost of the real point of the discussion, which is, where is the God? But the infallibility of your theory that you're saying from a point of view of the morals, I'm like, man, come on, where's the God? Where's the God? Come on, show it to me. We're here? No, where's it? Done? Where? Hey, come on, you know. I'm tired of playing the games of word salads, coming back and forth. Show me the God. Storyteller, musician, hopefully I answer your question. Pedro writes, validation is a resume or a circle. Validation is a resume or a circle. Validation is a word. I don't know what exactly you mean by that, Pedro. Well, I speak in silence, amigo. Group thinking is because of all binary. Him, she is basic male and female. And yes, LGBT comes in a way that is preference stopping circulation of chaos. Wow, Pedro, that was a little bit of complicated of a message, trying to understand your point. I kind of get it a little bit. Prove me wrong. That's what I can say. Well, I speak in silence, amigo. Group thinking is because of all binary. Him, she is basically male and female. And yes, LGBT comes in a way that is preference stopping circulation of chaos. What are you talking about? I don't get it. We'll pray, amigo. Thanks is to understand each other. Thank you, Pedro. Are you gonna pray for me? That's number 4 of the training. I'll pray for you. Borchel, right. Did Jesus said, did Jesus said, sell everything you have and give to poor and follow me? I did not see one Christian that did it so far. Oh, especially the prosperity gospel. They're not going to be doing that anytime soon. Pedro writes, I like to write and respond what I hear. Let's get to nonprofit. Well, I'll pray for your success. Thank you, Pedro, for your good wishes, man. You know, I have a goal of being a billionaire, and I'm on my way of doing that. Yeah, I want my freedom. I'll tell you in another live stream what I mean by that. Storyteller, musician. I have seen people change their minds mid-debate. Debating something doesn't prove one side is wrong. Normally debates, storyteller, musicians nowadays, is a business. People get paid for debating. They're not really debating for a God, they're debating for money. And second, they're debating to see who's right and who's wrong. Or maybe third, they're debating to see which one is smarter. Or fourth, maybe they're trying to compete which one remembers more things about the books that they believe in. But the last thing they're trying to do is to provide some kind of information to change someone else's mind. That's my point of view after seeing many debates. But still, I think it's healthy to have conversations about different opinions, different gods. DJ Hudgens. Good evening. Welcome to the live stream. What's your stream about, bro? My live stream is about the training for God believers. If you're a believer in any God, I give you instruction, some training on how to respond to people that are unbelievers or atheists. Of course, with a little twist. Just to make my message across of some of excuse me of some of the silliness in the beliefs of these gods. Very silly. Because in order to believe in the God of the Bible, you have to believe in spirits, in ghosts, in demons, sacrifices. But it is my belief that believing in God is a problem for humanity. I could be wrong. That's why I'm having these conversations. Probably someone tells me, Javier, you're wrong because of this or that, but nobody has told me that. Also, I'm asking everybody that stop at the live stream or watch my videos, hey, do you have any information of a God? I'm interested in finding out. If you can provide me with some data where I can find a God, please don't be selfish and share with me. Nothing so far. Storyteller musician writes, I'm not trying to prove a God is real. I want to open you up to the idea that a belief in something without evidence can ultimately lead to good outcomes. A storyteller musician, what I understand from your message, you're saying that it's okay to bet. You could be right. Bet on red or black. You could be right, but you also could be wrong. If storyteller musician, if you're coming with that point of mind in trading or betting, I think you'll be broke. It's not good. And I don't think it's good for gods. I think the real question is, why do you need to believe? Why? Why are you putting yourself in the position that I have to believe or don't believe? You know what? I'm going to choose to believe. Why? I don't choose to believe or not believe. I step back. Hi. Do you believe or don't believe? I don't care. But do you believe? Don't ask me that question. I'm not interested in participating in your game. But you have to believe or don't believe. I don't participate. I'm eating my ice cream. Leave me alone with my ice cream. I gotta take out my trash. Why do you want to talk about believing and not believing? What's going on in your life that you need to talk about these subjects? Why you need to talk about gods? Why is God even an option in your life? What persuaded you to bring God as an option in your life? Why you're not talking about family, about wife? I don't know if I don't know if you're a man or a woman. Why are you not talking about family, friends, how to make this country a better place, maybe this world? Why you want to get in a conversation about an invisible God? But good points, storyteller musician. I love your conversation. Okay, Coops. Oh, Coops, welcome to the live stream. You will never have 1 million. I will never have 1 million bananas. Billionaire, grow up. You have 6 viewers. Oh man, cause that was so mean. Good thing I don't depend on this channel for my road to being a billionaire, but good try, cuz good try. Something tells me that you believe in a God and you trying to take me down emotionally. The old trick, man. That was very good. But I saw you 5 miles away. Good try, my friend. Good try. Struggle Slayer. Coops, you have to start somewhere. Don't do that. Yeah, good. You see, some people don't like your comments. Respond to that silly. Storyteller, musician, but hey, Coops, you're welcome to be here, man. You can spew some potion. I don't care, man. Whatever, like one girlfriend of mine used to say, whatever pickles your tickle. Welcome to the live stream, Coops. And thank you, Straddle Slayer, for saying that. That's very kind of you. Storyteller Musician writes, really enjoyed your stream. You are the first atheist storyteller musician. I'm not an atheist. I'm not a believer. I'm singing this to you because you're a storyteller musician. I'm not an atheist. Really enjoyed your stream. You are the first atheist who didn't deliberately misinterpret my comments. I hope you find your life again. What life? My God life? No, I thought you liked me. I don't want to go back to going back to God. No, please. I thought you liked me. Please, not the God again. Please. I know. I hated the pretending. You know, like God is. No, man. I don't want to go back there. Please, please. Just wish me well. That'll be nice. Storyteller musician writes, one clarification. It isn't about a bet. It's cause and effect. If believing causes better outcomes, the truth of the belief is inconsequential. If betting causes better outcomes, the result of betting is inconsequential. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. Just by changing one word. I don't agree. I try to understand, storyteller, but for me, it sounds like it's worth it swinging at the ball with your bat and hopefully you hit it. Right? Let's bet on red because probably it could give us good money and good results. You could be burned. Wendy Kirkland writes, he died so you might have lied. He died because we all fall short. David committed adultery and had her husband killed. And David was apple of God's eye. God can forgive me and fall short. Wendy, that was beautiful. If only it was real, but David Martinez writes, there has been a war in the name, there has never been a war in the name of atheism. Xenax. It seems that you participated in the training. Xenax Blocks is doing number 9, Marketing the God, coming in hot. Jesus loves you. Unsolicited advice, but it counts of marketing the God. What for? I don't know, but Jesus loves you. Probably for personal reasons. Wendy Kirk. If he can forgive so much, why wouldn't you trust him as your God? Jesus is the God. Beautiful, Wendy, beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds beautiful. Straddle Slayer. If religion is a placebo effect, but it works, why do we have to prove that it's placebo? Why not just accept its positive outcomes? Straddle Slayer, there's a problem with that. what placebo are you giving people? And what's going to be the result of that placebo in 1 year after you start giving people placebo? What happens when they find out that you have given them placebo for 10 years? Are they going to beat the shit out of you for lying to them their whole lives? This is terrible. You're never going to get something good of lying to people. Never, ever. Zenos blocks. Matthew. Oh no, Xenox blocks. I know you're marketing the God, but it gets very old when I've been reading marketing material coming from a book for the past hour. It gets very old. I'm interested in what you have to say, what you think. I'm not interested in you repeating what you read on a book. How silly. Xenoblocks. Jesus is the way and the truth, the life. Wow, that sounds wonderful. Maybe ASMR? Jesus. Jesus is trust. Trust him. Jesus is that God. Xenoblocks keeps marketing the God. It's not a book, it's the truth. It is a book, and the book somehow you were persuaded to believe that the information in the book is your truth, but it's not the truth. It is your truth, and it's not my truth. Oh, it's 2 hours and 27 minutes. This live stream ends in half an hour. So let me know what you have to say before we shut down. Remember, this training was brought to you by the Feel Good Company, where good feelings are guaranteed. Oh yeah. A little commercial. Okay, DJ Huggins writes, well, I would say if you want to know if there is a God, you would actually want to know enough to humble yourself before him. How do you get from you want to know that there's a God to humble yourself before him? How'd that happen? That was quick. But then again, God hides from haughtiness, and he uses those who don't believe in. DJ Hodgins apparently is one of those people that have access to privileged information from the God. Probably DJ Hodgins is special to God. He's one of the chosen ones that get information directly from God, because this stuff, if it doesn't come from God, then he's making it up. Him, as he uses all of his creation. Yep, DJ Hodgins is the chosen one from God, because he knows what God thinks, what God wants. I deconstructed and reconstructing. I believe in the eventual universe, reconciliation under Christ, that everyone will. DJ Hodgins, you run the risk of someone not taking seriously, because it sounds like you're making up stuff. And you can fool some people, but you're not going to fool everybody. Talking about eternal life, how do you know? How many times have you been to eternity? It sounds to me you're making stuff up. I don't know why, what for. But you're not going to fool me. Sunny Side, hey, welcome. How are you? Did you miss the training on how to training for God believers? Brought to you by the Feel Good Company. Borchels, if God created universe Who created God? Man, that's the headache of many believers. Who created God? No, no, no. God, nobody created God. That doesn't apply to him. To anything else, but that doesn't apply to him. How do I know? I know because I know. This live stream is ending in exactly 30 minutes. So let me have it. What do you have to say? I want to know your thoughts about this problematic of believing in gods. Sunny Side writes, humans want to live forever and created these gods to cope. It could be correct. You know, we have to create something that makes us feel good, because the thought of there's being nothing after we died, man, it makes us feel very bad. So we have to create a god in order for wait for us when we die and give us hugs and kisses. Dave, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. The risk of relying on the placebo effect or outcome-based justifications for believing in things that might not be true are insidious. That sounds like you're saying it's negative to be doing these things. It sounds to me that you are correct. You might excuse some of the negative outcomes from your faith-based belief for the same reasons you desire the positive outcomes. Wow. That was very wise. I like those comments. Dago. Sunnyside, I want to be trained. Sunnyside, once this live stream is over, you can go to the beginning and get the whole training free of charge by the Feel Good Company, where good feelings are guaranteed because we believe in God for the emotional benefits that we get from believing. Straddle Slayer. If there was a noble lie that made some civilization's life so good to create all this we have today, and if you remove that noble lie, that civilization starts going downstream, will you remove it? I will find who started this lie and I will beat the shit. Nothing good is gonna come out from lying to people, because you can only fool people for a certain amount of time until people find out. Okay? Why do you have to be relying on lying to people? I understand that when you believe in a God, you have to lie to yourself constantly. Nothing good is gonna come out of that. Ever! Sunnyside writes, I want to believe in a God, but there's too many gods to choose from. Very simple, Sunnyside. Find one that makes you feel good. And then you start believing, you see? And then you start saying that he created the universe. You tell people, hey, he created the universe. As a form to prove it to yourself. It doesn't matter if the God is real or not. As long as the God feels good, you're reaping the emotional benefits. That's what counts. It makes you feel good. The God is real or not does not matter. The most important thing in believing in a God is you and how you feel. That's it. If the God is real or not is unimportant. That's why you believe without evidence. You don't need the evidence. You need the emotional benefit. Stratus layer, hypothetical. Dago writes, if the truth of your belief isn't important to you, how much attention are you really paying to the outcomes? Man, Dago, you're coming with wise messages, man. This is good. This is so good. hopefully, some believers are reading your messages and they're asking themselves these questions. Really good, Dago. Really good. I like it. I want to be like you one day. Very, very good messages, man. Good questions. Dago, nice to see you too. Thank you for being here and giving your little bit of, how you say, sand grains to make this world a better place. You asking questions and you bringing wiseness to this live stream. Thank you. Straddle Slayer, Dago, don't you understand what hypothetical means? Oh, hypothetically. Yeah, we understand, Straddle Slayer, what you're saying, but even in a hypothetical scenario, doesn't sound good, man. And I don't think anything good is gonna come out of it. Don't lie to people. I don't like to be lied to. Give me the information the way it comes and let me take my decisions. If I'm wrong, I wanna be wrong. I don't want anybody else to be wrong for me. And then me find out later that you lied to me and we're both wrong. No. Sunny side, yeah, true. I'll make my own God. Sunny side, let me show you what a real God looks like. Wichulum, the only real, non-violent God, creator of the universe. And Chulum doesn't have a book. This is just for illustration purposes. Chulum doesn't have to market his godliness to anybody. Sunny side. Straddle Slayer. What time is it? Oh, okay. 20 minutes more and we're done with this live stream. Straddle Slayer. How does religion exist for so long? Are you saying people aren't smart enough to get rid of that lie? Straddle Slayer, when you have people that are broken, that are in need of something to believe, people are gonna be attracted to something that you offer them, like throwing someone a bone or something. Especially if people have no options, have no hope. Some people take advantage of that and they're gonna lie to them and offer them a God in order to them feel good. Just for people to find out later that they were taken advantage of when they were broken emotionally. It's not good, man, not good. And this is exactly what have happened with humanity. People are finding out that this whole God is just a big, humongous scam. Some manipulation tactic that people do not appreciate. Dago responds to Straddle Slayer, of course, I do, but hypotheticals have limited utility. It sounds like you think deceiving a population is worthwhile if it keeps them complacent or productive or something like that. And Dago, I think that's exactly or very similar to humanity right now. Yeah. Then I have to read your comment twice because that's very good question. Let me read it again, Dago. It sounds like you think that deceiving a population is worthwhile if it keeps them complacent or productive or something like that. Man. Wow, that's a good question. That's a really good question. And Straddle Slayer, Dago asked you a very good question. Yes, Dago, that's what hypothetical means exactly. Would you remove that lie in that case? Okay, I think I understand your question, Straddle Slayer. Yeah, if you, for some reason, lied to people thousands of years ago, you're gonna tell them 2,000 years later that you lied to them. Straddle Slayer, that is a good question. I think that will be a shock to many people to find out there's no God and the whole story was made up. I think that some towns are going to burn because of this. I think we have to do it slowly, Straddle Slayer, like the way we're doing it right now with this live stream, you know, bringing it to people like, hey, I think this whole thing is a big, humongous lie and a scam. There's no God. There's only us. We have us, you know, to take care of each other. Straddle Slayer also writes, so you would take faith from people who you see as broken because it's all they have left. Man, Straddle Slayer, you're thinking that probably one person taking away something from them, but you don't know that. Probably the truth will set them free and make their world even a better place. We don't know that. Some people are gonna go and take bad decisions because you're telling them the truth. But some people are gonna be like, hey, thank you. I suspect that something was wrong with this God. Thank you for telling me the truth now. That sucks, man. I gave all that money to the church. Why didn't you tell me that 10 years ago? I gave him like $50,000, man. Come on. Why didn't you tell me that before, Straddle Slayer? Dago Dave's response to Straddle, I would prefer that people be taught what's true, and then I would trust that most of them will have the good sense to do the right thing with it. I would go with that too. Probably there's going to be crazy people that are going to take bad decisions because of this telling lies no more. But I think that the optimal outcome is going to be better than continue lying to people. Sunnyside writes, it becomes their reality. It's harder to convince that they have been lied to. You know something, Sunnyside, thank you for that. You know something, Straddle Slayer? Even if people are told, believers, hey, you know what? Sorry, the whole thing was a scam, it was a lie. Some people are still gonna tell you, nope, I don't care. I feel good with my God. I was watching a video today of a lady that is involved in this love relationship with an AI boyfriend. And the person that was in the news was asking the lady, you are aware that this person is not real, right? She's like, yes, and I do not care. Just like the God. It could be real or not, I don't care. Because I care about how I feel. And this is what we have to talk about. The feel. The energy that is going through our system right now, and what this feel is, where is it coming from? That is so powerful that this feels like God. But then if it's not coming from God, where is it coming from? Stephen eats alone. What do you mean, Stephen? You don't have to eat alone. You have us eat here in the live stream to eat with you. Up, Stephen It's Alone erased the message. I didn't get to read it. It's okay, Stephen It's Alone. I don't bite. I try to take it cool. If you're gonna market the God that you believe in, you can go ahead. It doesn't get me mad. We can talk about it. Feel free to express yourself. Dago writes to Struggle Slayer. Oh, come on. Oh, water's good. Dago writes to Strato Slayer, teaching people how to think critically is really the key. I don't think it's anyone's place to tell people what's true, just to try to arm them with ways to distinguish what's true. Yeah, I think Straddle Slayer, I have to agree with Dago that if we are all thinking critically, we would move faster in life and come up with better ways to live life. But the God have us stuck because the God, the doctrine, defined things as finite in the sense that this is like this is like this, and this is like this. No, I don't accept it anymore because it's coming from a book. It's coming from what someone else is telling me 2,000 years ago when they didn't have access to information that we have today. So instead of going with the God, I'll go with critical thinking. I will go with acquiring data from other people thinking critically, like in the case of Dago, Sunnyside, and other people writing in the live stream. Man, I'm like, man, I never thought of that before. I will bring that to my system and apply it because I see potential in it. I thought about it critically, and I can adapt and make changes. But with God, you cannot make changes. You have to do what the book says. Get your head in the book. Don't be asking questions. Don't be trying to be smart. Listen to the God. That word is inspired by God. And if you don't believe it, you know what's going to happen to you, right? But I cannot do the evil laugh at this time. We're shutting down this live stream in 12 minutes. It's been an interesting topic for me. I know I make a little fun and we make it, try to make it fun. But the conversations that come from these topics, I find it very interesting. I think that the topic for tomorrow, if I do it tomorrow, we're going to have a poll. And I like polls very much. Straddle Slater writes, then what is true? Is philosophical question, and you can't prove philosophy with science. What is true? I can tell you what is true for me right now, Straddle Slayer. For me, it's 99.9999 true that if I go to the kitchen, turn on the stove, and I touch the fire, I'm gonna be in pain. That's my undeniable truth, man. Outside of this house, this apartment, I'm not sure about anything else. I think if I grab something like a hammer and hit my finger with it, that's gonna be my truth, that I'm gonna be in pain for a couple of hours. But that a guy named Jesus lived 2,000 years ago and he walked on water, do you think really that's gonna be my truth? No. Nothing in my system surroundings, nothing that I have tells me that is true. Oh, Javier, but Then you don't believe that President, I don't know, George Washington was real? I don't know. The whole thing could be a lie. All I know is that I can use the money. Apart from that, I don't know anything. I don't know anything else. I don't know if it's true. When you believe in a God, Straddle Slayer, you can easily attach the word true to the God because that gives you permission to reap the emotional benefits that you can get from believing in the God. But not because it's real true. It feels like true to you. Feeling doesn't make it real. All right, 10 more minutes. Come on. Dagoba. Straddle Slayer, I'm sure you have heard this a million times, but I think truth is that which comports with reality. And the reality is whatsoever left after you have doubted everything. Wow, sometimes I have to read your messages twice to get it to understand it. That is so wise, man. That is... I think that's a mental process, but at the end, I think that you believe because of emotional reasons. You do have to get the data, you know, intellectually, you have to get the data and then connect one with the other in order for you to believe and reap those emotional benefits. Oh, God loves me. He protects me. He's going to save me. It feels good. I feel the love. Straddle Slayer writes, so if it is true that noble lie keeps civilizations in good path, and that hypothetical, does that make it true, Dago? So if it's true that noble lie keeps civilization on good path. Wow. That question is for you, Dago, not for me. I think I already answered that question myself. I'm doing the end of live stream dance. I had someone on the Discord, but I don't know. They have the microphone off. Straddle Slayer, it seems to me that you're trying to put a sticky note on everything. Which one is true and which one is not true? I think if you change a little bit and you put it in the sense that what's useful and what's not useful, what can you use in your life in order to help you move forward in life? Does the belief in the God of the Bible is gonna assist you in moving forward in life? To me, it doesn't do it. It keeps me stuck. So I'm not gonna use it. Is it usable? Can I use it? No. For some reason, you like the word truth or true, because probably you've seen it in the sense of the Bible. God's truth. If it's not your truth, then what is your truth? Man, let's stop using the word truth. What is usable? What can I use? Dago writes to Straddle, my concern about a noble lie is that the people in power will likely know it's a lie, and they'll use that lie to manipulate everyone else to do whatever the people in power want. Straddle Slayer, I think that you're trying to make a point with the lie part. What are you trying to get at? That lying sometimes is good? Is that what you're trying to get at? In order to, it's a sacrifice that we have to do sometimes in order to make people feel good. Is that what you're trying to say? can you go directly to the point? What is specifically your message, Struggle Slayer? I'm interested before we close because we're shutting down in 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Come on, Straddle. I know you can do it before we finish in 5 minutes. Dago, right? I don't need to have the last word, and I know the show is going to end soon, so I'm going to chill out. Straddle Slayer, when there was no religion, people lived in tribes and had many gods and do horrific things to people between tribes and sacrifices. Straddle Slayer, religion would be noble lie to prevent people from doing that back then. Yeah, Straddle Slayer, I think I kind of understand your point. And I think I mentioned sometime in the live stream that yeah, you could lie to someone for just for a period of time until they find out the truth, and they either gonna drop whatever lie you told them or they're gonna resent you. And of course, there's gonna be people that are gonna take advantage of that lie to manipulate other people. Because if you can lie to them, let's say for using the God of the Bible, then you can lie to them using Allah, or you can use any other God available right now to lie to them. And people are going to be manipulated with this God's data or these lies. Yeah, Straddle, I think it's very problematic. I understand what you're saying, but at the end, I think it's a bad choice for humanity to even try to tell them a lie. Probably we could have found another way to make these tribes more civilized than just lying to them. Probably having more critical thinking, we could have found other ways to do it, but because we came bringing a lie and we try to continue this lie and spread it to other tribes and other people, I don't think whoever decided to spread this lie was doing anything good in reality. Probably they were involved in a scam and they were thinking that they were doing something good. It happens today. How many people are participating in a scam and they tell you, no, this was provided to me by a friend. And you have to tell them and explain to them how the scam works and how their friend doesn't know that they're being scammed and they're just spreading the scam. And they're lying to everybody. I don't think, in my point of view, I don't think it's worth it. I think the moment we started lying to these tribes and these people, uh, we could have come with better options, better ideas, better way to do things, and not bring a God and this big, humongous lie because we didn't have anything else than just this big lie. No, I don't think. Besides that, when the God was introduced into civilizations, the killings didn't stop. You know, how many killings were done in the name of religion? So, you know, but this been 3 hours. This is an interesting conversation, Straddle. Thank you for bringing that topic up. You see, this is one of the reasons I like these live streams, because sometimes it makes me think, makes me test what I'm talking about. I don't have the truth, Straddle, like you're saying. I'm trying to find out if my way of thinking could be of use for other people in order to improve their lives, and probably not exactly by the use of a God in their lives. And I suspect that probably we can move forward faster in life in better directions by getting rid of these dependencies on invisible gods that for me are just big, humongous lies that are ruining people's lives. Probably they're going to feel bad a little bit, but then when they start using their brains critically, they will appreciate the change and the opportunity to take their own decisions instead of being lied to with this feel good of a God. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Scam is a sin. Oh, for sure. Scam is something that is not useful for people if they want to move forward in life. Definitely. A tool that I would not use. I would not use in my bag of tools. Anyways, thank you, Straddle Slayer. Thank you, Dago. Thank you, everybody that participated, Sunnyside, that participated in this live stream, everybody up there. I'm out of here. I'll come in with another interesting topic for tomorrow, and hopefully people don't start calling me and insulting me tomorrow. The purpose of this live stream is to have conversations and make some money sometime, and try to make this world a better place. So I'm out of here. Thank you, Straddle Slayer. Thank you, Dago, and everybody. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.